Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I got some great news. Guess we're gonna go stop the car for a second. Well, we don't have to stop, but you can already see it. Start stop is inactive again, meaning the car will just keep running. That's good. So there's a fix. So yeah, first I'm gonna wash the car. Yeah, what I'm trying to do today is tell you a bit about the fix that I've told about in my previous video about the Stage 3 Golf GTE, where the car actually made more power with start-stop active. Now, Tuning Service Huizen has found a fix for this, meaning the car will keep running and you will not lose power. So that's very nice. And afterwards, after I've washed the car, I'm gonna do a fuel consumption test. Now, I know that the car is still pretty fuel efficient after the Stage 3 setup, but I haven't really done it formally, you know, with the measuring and whatnot. So I'm gonna dedicate this video to that and see what comes out of it. So we're gonna do a little test today, and that is fuel consumption. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions from people that ask me, what is the fuel consumption like now with this Stage 3 tuning? So new turbo, new intake, new exhaust, and a remap. What sort of fuel consumption can you expect? Now, I know for a fact that the fuel consumption is still very good if you drive sensibly. Obviously, if you do a lot of high-speed driving, the fuel consumption will take a hit. But I know that if you drive just normally, it will not change a lot. So we're gonna see today what the fuel consumption is like. I'm gonna be driving for quite some different speeds, and I'm going to use cruise control when I have the possibility, so we can get an accurate reading. Well, I've already started the car when driving to the car wash. I still have an average fuel consumption of 15.5 kilometers on 1 liter of fuel. That in miles per gallon, that would be around 40 miles a gallon, I think. Well, I'm gonna put the right number in the description. Yeah, what I do when I'm driving in GTE mode is I will put the car in brake mode B, so that when I'm braking I actually regenerate some of my electric range, and it will save a bit of your braking wear. So always a good idea to use B mode. Okay, this is a typical B road here in the Netherlands, where you are allowed to drive up to 80 kilometers an hour. So this is the regular speed here. Now I'm driving 80 kilometers on cruise control. That would give me an accurate reading. And the fuel consumption here is, well, it's giving me quite a lot, 40 kilometers per liter. That's not really accurate. Maybe there's a slight slope downwards, but yeah, 30. Still quite high, but oh, here's we go downhill. Yeah, it will even start to brake a little bit, and yeah, that's not accurate. Okay, we'll just wait until we're uphill again. Now we're going uphill, and it should take a hit. But yeah, also it's not very windy today, so if you get a lot of headwind, consumption will suffer. Okay, now I'm driving behind the car, so I might be in his slipstream, so I might be more aerodynamic, but the consumption here is about 30 kilometers per liter. 30 kilometers, that would probably equate to what would that be? I think about 50 miles a gallon. But here Just going over to the side, so no car in front of me. 23, 25 kilometers per liter. So that's still very, very good, guys. Now 80 kilometers is a very, very good speed if you're looking for max fuel consumption. max fuel efficiency, minimal fuel consumption. Then 80 kilometers an hour would be a very, very good speed, because the car will be in 6th gear, but at the lowest RPM possible, probably. Okay, now I'm gonna move over to the highway, where you are allowed to drive up to 100 kilometers per hour, and we're gonna see what the car does there. Okay, now driving onto the highway, accelerating very slowly so we can get there, just doing the same tempo as the other traffic. Now driving 100, put it on cruise control. We're gonna see what the car does. Now 100 is the speed limit over here. I'm gonna try a bit faster, maybe 110, maybe 120, because in other countries speed limits may vary, but here it's a bit downhill, but so it says 30, about 30 kilometers per liter. That's not really accurate. Also have the AC on. Shouldn't have too much influence on the consumption, since the air conditioning is electronically activated, and I have a lot of range left, so that means it shouldn't have too much of an influence on my fuel consumption. But now this could be quite accurate, about 22 to 23 kilometers per liter. It is fluctuating a bit. That's if the road is a bit rough. We're gonna go to the left lane, or well, the middle lane. Allow these cars to get on the highway. And okay, again, it's going up to almost 30 kilometers a liter. Now that's not really what you would really consume, but it's still 20 plus. This is going a bit uphill. As you can see in the distance, it's a bit uphill. It still does 19 kilometers per liter. Well, now it goes a bit down, 16, 15. Still, it's actually still pretty good for a 340 horsepower hot hatch. Now my average consumption is about 16.7 kilometers per liter. Okay, back to 110. Cruise control. Still a bit downhill. We're going to get uphill there in a second, and after that it's going to get pretty flat. So (110 kilometers per hour). Okay, the roads are not pretty flat here. We're gonna go a bit faster, 130, because I want to get in the middle lane, because there are people driving behind me that want to pass. That's fine. I'm gonna go move to the middle lane. Back to 110. Okay. Fuel consumption is settling. Now, like I said, it's very, it's not very windy today, so that would have a good influence on your fuel consumption. You can see my consumption over there. It's actually, most of the time, it's just 20 plus kilometers per liter. Here in the, I have to pass this car because he's driving 100. That's fine, but okay. 110 again. Yeah, 20 kilometers per liter. 30 now, but again a bit downhill here. Okay, we're moving over to the left lane, because behind me there's no one there. Now we can really get a good reading. Yeah, this is pretty flat. This would mean a more accurate reading. Okay, 18 kilometers, 19 kilometers per liter. Still very good. The average consumption here is climbing. Previously it was like 16.7, now it's 17.2. So, and here in the actual reading, well, now it's saying 16. I can feel it's a bit uphill. And now, yeah, the road is not perfectly flat here, but you get the point. It's around 19, 18, maybe 20 in some cases. And okay, we're gonna drive a bit faster, 120. Because in most cars, if you reach a certain speed, you're gonna use a lot of fuel at that point. So yeah, I'm not gonna go to that point on the GT, but since up to 120 is enough speed for most people, except for if you're living in Germany, for example. But then I would probably buy something else, not a GT. But okay, 120. I'm gonna turn the AC off. That's not because I want to have maximum efficiency, but because it's getting pretty cold in here. Okay, 120 kilometers. It's fluctuating a bit. Yeah, that could be the road, but yeah, it's fluctuating between 20 kilometers per hour, not per hour, per liter, and 16. So I would say between 16 and 20. Yeah, now selling it sort of on 18, 19. It's going a bit uphill over there. But what's very nice is that 120 is yeah, the speed limit in a lot of countries. You will get a good view if I just do 120 for a bit. And even though the Netherlands is very flat, it's still I didn't pick the best highway, but you know, that's fine. I'm gonna go off here and I'm gonna make a U-turn. I'm gonna go back. Gonna go back on the highway again. Just past this car. Just going to a slight corner here. A tiny bit uphill, but 130 kilometers per hour. Still, consumption is about 17 kilometers per liter. 16 a bit. Okay, here the road gets a bit flatter. You can definitely see it in the consumption. 18, 19 kilometers per liter. And I can verify for you guys, this is actually a pretty realistic number. So if you would be driving these speeds, you would get more, well, susceptible to changes in consumption. But if I would say 15 to 20 kilometers per liter, that would, well, I'm gonna put the MPGs in the video, but that's still very nice. Okay, time to destroy my consumption record. It's so nice. It's just such a great car. Okay, fourth gear. Yeah, awesome. Going uphill. We're gonna go off here. There's a lot of torque on tap. Great. Okay, just doing these 2-3 pulls. My consumption went from 17 kilometers a liter to 16.4. So on average, still not too bad. Very nice, a lot of torque. And the good news is, also Tuning Service Huize has found a fix for my stage 3 setup. The problem was that thanks to the start-stop system, the car made less power. Just have to explain that. On my car and a lot of other cars out there, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them have this problem. If you tune the car and you disable start-stop system so the engine keeps running, like it does right now, normally the engine will shut off, but if you would be driving very fast, you want the car to keep running. And but apparently, if you have this start-stop system disabled, you will get about 20 horsepower less. That's 20 electric horsepower from the electric motor. It would just do less. Now, Tuning Service Huize have tuned my car, And if you've seen my previous video on the Stage 3 Golf GTE, then I've told you that I had start-stop enabled again, so the car would have its maximum power. Now, they have dug into the software to see what it could be, and they have changed the conditions. Now, normally, if you want to disable start-stop on a car, you have to change some of the conditions that the car has to meet before enabling it. Now, you can artificially change these conditions so the car will keep running. That is very nice. Now, there are certain conditions, well, there actually are a lot of conditions for the Golf GTE to have start-stop enabled. And Tuning Service Huizen, first they had a certain condition and they've changed that to another one. Now, what that specifically is, I don't know, but the result is that you now have start-stop deactivated, but still have all of the power. I'm gonna test out the power over here. Third gear. It just works so well. Cannot go too crazy here. Okay guys, well, this was my fuel consumption video. Now, it would be fair to tell you that the fuel consumption result is actually accurate if I go fill it up at the pump, but I can already conclude you, because I already know what this car does in terms of fuel consumption, and I've already, now with the Stage 3, I can tell you it hasn't changed a bit. Now, obviously the last 2 weeks I've been driving this car pretty hard and pretty fast. The car is behaving very good, very nice, very tight, no problems, knock on wood, even though it's not wood, but the car is just behaving so well. The fuel consumption is still very good, pretty much like stock. If you drive sensibly, car is just super nice. If you're considering a Golf GTE, just go for it. Car's great. If you want more power, tune it. It's probably one of the most fuel efficient cars you can have today, and still have a very nice, complete, sort of a powery, performance-ish car without too much sacrifice, you know, very practical. And again, fuel consumption is just so good. And now what makes it so good is that now my oil temperature has dropped a bit. I can still just put it into E mode, engine turns off, and I can just electrically, I can just drive home on electric. No fuel consumption there. I still have 29 kilometers of range left. So the car is just such a nice package. Yeah, I hope you liked this video. Stay tuned, there's obviously more coming. Please subscribe, like. If you have a question, feel free to comment down below. I will try to answer it as quickly as possible. But yeah, stay tuned, and thanks.